Moonwalk past a pack of ravenous wolves and set your brain to shuffle. 'Tis time for Randomize.
Oh snap, Cecelia. We have made it to episode 2. We are in it for the long haul.
We are. A whole 2 episodes. Big deal.
How excited are you that you're now officially to episode 2 of this grand podcast?
You know, I really didn't think we would make it here after episode 1. I was like, you know, this is an uphill battle, but here we are at episode 2.
You're like, episode 1 was like the end of the ledge for us, and we somehow survived.
We survived.
And scratched our way up to episode 2.
We're here to tell the tale.
So for all of you who aren't familiar with Randomize and what we're doing here, basically Randomize is our place to talk about super random topics that humanity really needs to hear. We're bringing the truth to the people, aren't we, Cecelia?
Absolutely. I mean, our truth, but who's to say that's not the truth?
Exactly. Well, Cecelia, I want to start off our episode today with a topic around awkward situations. And more specifically, I want to talk about the fun, epic ways that you can use to exit these awkward situations or conversations.
I've been in, my fair share of awkward situations, awkward conversations. Can't say I've handled them very gracefully. Usually ends with me, trailing off eye contact, trailing off into another direction and hoping the other person doesn't take it personally and does the same. So
wait, so after stop you, do you just like lower your eyes, lower your head, and then turn around and walk away slowly?
Maybe not lower. Maybe it's more, laterally to find something else to look at in the distance, and then
you're like, oh, look at that bird, y'all, and they look at the bird, and you're gone by the time they turn around.
Wow, that's honestly pretty good. I look at that bird, bolts in the other direction.
You're like, where did Cecelia go? So I do think that there are some people who lean into it, the awkwardness, and
totally.
Those people exist. I want to see the day when I see someone who's in an awkward position and they literally pull a bag of popcorn out and just lean into it. I'm talking they're eating the popcorn, glowing eyes, just eating it up and loving the situation. I think that'd be hilarious.
I think that'd be hilarious. I think it would bring a good laugh, and then also would bring everybody in the awkward situation together to the same bag of popcorn to share in the awkward moment and the collective passing of the awkward moment with the presence of the popcorn.
By the way, do you remember when we had literally like the 300 bags of popcorn in the office?
Yes.
And every day at around 3:30 every day you would pop a bag.
Yeah, I did some damage on the 300 bags. There's probably only like 20 left.
You probably ate the majority of those, but we thank you for that. You cleared up a lot of storage, Cecelia.
I was happy to help with that.
All right, going back really quickly to our previous topic about exit strategies for awkward situations, I just thought of a really funny idea. Wouldn't it be amazing if you had some sort of phrase that whenever you're in some awkward situation, you just shouted that phrase out loudly and then you just casually moonwalked back out of the conversation?
I would love to see you do that. I would love to sit up a hidden camera and see that happen. I know definitely me and my friends, I really don't even know what the context was. I don't even think it was I don't think we used it to get out of a specific situation, but we used to shout out this thing when we were immature little children, awkward salmon. Awkward salmon, and then run away. It was
wait, so you'd run away?
We would run away, but it was not to get out of necessarily a conversation. Maybe it'd be one of us would be in a room, or a bunch of us would be in a room. One of us would be walking by. I know this actually happened when we were in 3rd grade. My friend, in a different class, was using the restroom, passed by our class, popped her head in the window, looked me in the eyes, and whispered, "Awkward salmon," and then just kept running. And I don't know why. That's so funny. I don't know why it had to be a salmon. And I think it just made situations more awkward when you called out awkward salmon.
Oh,
Either way, that's another tactic. Anyone feel free to use awkward salmon. Let us know how it goes.
But you have to run away no matter what setting.
Absolutely.
If you are eating lunch with someone, like at a business lunch, and they say something awkward, you just have to yell. Even if people are around, yell awkward salmon, throw your utensils down and run out of the restaurant. That's how you address it.
If you think about a salmon, you never see a salmon that's just sitting there. The salmon is moving. It's mobile. It's on the go. If you're yelling at awkward salmon in any situation, in an awkward situation, in a non-awkward situation, you better be bolting after you exclaim that.
I really want to make a t-shirt, Cecelia, that just has a picture of an awkward looking salmon on it with the word awkward salmon under it, and wear it all the time.
And the point is that there's no point. So people would say, what is that?
Oh my gosh. Okay. So if I make this shirt, I'm going to print off like 7 so I can wear 1 each day. And then anytime an awkward situation happens, I don't have to yell awkward salmon. I can just point to my shirt and then run away.
Exactly.
Just bolt out of the situation.
Exactly. Then you literally embody the awkward salmon?
I think the title of this episode should be Awkward Salmon. I think we've landed on a title. This is the perfect title for this episode.
For no reason, that's the reason for the awkward salmon.
I think so. This shirt's going to be reality. I'm going to make one, and I'll make you one too.
Love that. I would love that.
Well, without further ado, I think it's about time for our next random topic, Cecelia. Are you ready for the next one?
I am. Let's do it.
So I have a topic. All right. And it's a would you rather, because as you know, I love myself some would you rathers.
You do love would you rather.
And there's nothing better in the world than a good would you rather that makes you really think about your life and what the point is.
I could agree.
So my would you rather, Cecelia, I need you to brace for it because it's a bit of a doozy.
All right, I'm bracing.
So it's a would you rather be a turkey every year on Thanksgiving or live in a severely haunted house?
Oh, gosh. Okay, well, I think right off the bat, I'm almost going to go, what I wouldn't be.
Gotcha.
Maybe not what I would rather be. What I would rather not be is live in a haunted house. Absolutely never.
And this is a severely haunted house. I mean, these haunted house people, like the ghosts in this haunted house it's haunted by people who had this same scenario as you and they chose to be the turkey on Thanksgiving. So that's why they are ghosts now. So they'd be spiteful of you if you lived there.
Okay, so here's my thing about haunted houses situations.
Gotcha.
I believe in spirits. I believe that people can have experiences with them. I've never had them, but I believe in the stories that I hear.
Yeah.
What I understand about the way that spirits work is that if they are harmful, or not harmful, but let's say they're spiteful, or they have, some unfinished business in this realm, they can really lash out and be spiteful and be scary. And that's kind of like more in the vein of what you might see in those horror movies with the haunted houses. Or, they simply may be a benign presence.
Like
they're
Casper.
just exactly.
They just wanted to have a good time.
Right, exactly. They might have some unfinished business, but that might be pleasant business. That might be they're just trying to hang around in this realm a little bit longer. But since you just told me that this specific haunted house is filled with the spirits of people or turkeys that have
people/turkeys.
People turkey spirits that have been slaughtered on Thanksgiving. I gotta say, no way. I'd rather be a turkey and then go haunt the people in that house than live with all those spirits.
So Cecelia, quick amendment to my original question is you have to be a turkey every Thanksgiving. So it's like if you survive one Thanksgiving, like if you're being chased through fields an entire day by hungry pilgrims/Americans, you just know that if you survive and become a human again, every single year it's the same tango.
You know what? I'd take it. At this point, I'd take it. Because, it's a certain fate. At least you know exactly what's going to happen. I don't love uncertainty. I don't love the unknown. Hence my general fear of scary stories, horror movies, that entire genre, haunted situations. So, you know what? I think every year you just live your best turkey life, and then, you know what's going to happen at least, every year it's the same thing. I feel like there's some comfort in that.
So, and I think you're honestly making the right decision. Like I'd choose the same one too. Like I'd probably board myself up in a house every Thanksgiving just to make sure nobody ate me. Mm-hmm. But I will say, to going back to the severely haunted house thing, like these are spiteful spirits that would be here because they chose the wrong answer for this would you rather, and they paid the consequences. But even more so, they're spiteful in like really crazy ways. Like you'll be taking a shower and they'll turn on the hot water using the tap, and you'll just be freezing in the shower. So like these aren't like peaceful ghosts, right? They're going to be like throwing everything in the kitchen sink at you while you're living there. So
that description that you just gave is literally going to keep me up for the rest of the week.
they will keep like the lid of the toilet up. Like you're going to put it down. They're just going to put it back up after you leave the room. They are there to kick you out of the house and scare you away.
I seriously can't imagine anything worse.
Okay, so you're committed to the turkey.
I'm committed to being a turkey.
Turkey lifestyle.
Gobble, gobble.
Gobble,
Happy
gobble.
Thanksgiving. Right?
I love it. So I think I would choose the same, honestly.
I'm glad we're in agreement.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. All right, so what's your random topic, Cecelia?
So my random topic, although it's random, it's a little bit irrelevant for the day, time, and week that we're in.
Yeah.
As we know, the Oscars are coming up this Sunday.
Yes.
And I've never really thought that much about it, other than, of course, who's being nominated and everything. Haven't really thought much about the actual event until it started becoming an issue on my commute to work because I commute right by the Dolby Theater on the way to work. So I was thinking,
awesome. Are you serious?
Yeah, it's pretty cool. I can see the Hollywood sign on my commute to work.
Awesome.
It's pretty cool.
Dang.
So it got me thinking, about our beloved films. I know you're a huge film guy.
Big film guy.
I love film. I love television. I love all that kind of screen content.
Wait, what's your favorite movie?
Favorite movie? Oh, this is not a question I could possibly answer.
Oh, no.
A number one favorite movie off the top of my head, I don't even think I have one.
Does it change all the time?
It does. I've never even had like a definitive answer to it just because I'm such a consumer of film that I'll always just talk about the last one I saw,
Definitely.
But I'm just curious about the question for you. Do you prefer a comedy or a drama? And I think the key word is prefer, because obviously we love both. But prefer, in any given night, any given situation, are you going to be drawn to the comedy film or the drama film or TV? Either way. But those two genres, which one really speaks to you and what your heart desires?
So I feel like my life is a drama, so I have to always watch comedy.
A drama? I feel like your life's a comedy.
So my life is a drama. I'm talking it's like film noir, like the detective with the hat. I feel like every day there's some there's some mystery that needs to be solved in my life. And
I see.
I just feel like I'm living in a film noir from the 50s, and people are smoking pipes around me. They're wearing like the bowler hats.
That sounds fun to me.
Wearing like the baggy khaki pants that people wore back in the 50s and 40s. Like I just feel like I'm stuck in a film noir all the time. So I feel like I have to go the comedy route just because I got to balance out my life somehow.
Totally.
I have to say, comedies are really special and near and dear to my heart. My favorite movie of all time. Actually, so let me retract. I have 3 favorite movies.
Okay.
All right.
Obviously, the number one favorite movie, that's an impossible question.
I know, it's so hard.
It's too hard.
So here are my 3 favorite movies. Mm-hmm. Animated is Spirited Away. Mm-hmm. It's a perfect animated movie. Miyazaki at his finest, right? My other favorite movie, it's a live action one. This is Donnie Darko. If you haven't seen it, amazing, amazing, amazing. Jake Gyllenhaal at his finest.
Wow.
He's amazing in it. Really weird, but really great. Mm-hmm. And finally, my 3rd favorite movie is the comedy Airplane. Have you seen Airplane
I've
before?
not seen that.
Oh, Cecelia. There was actually 6 years ago, some publication, I don't remember what it was, actually listed the most funny movies of all time based on an actual scientific study.
Oh my gosh, love that.
They had people in a room and they monitored the number of laughs films got, and Airplane by far got the most laughs per minute or whatever it was. But it's from like the 70s. It's a great film.
Love that.
Check it out,
Scientifically, it's one of the best comedies, essentially. Most effective comedies.
Scientifically, it's the best. And I have to say, my life would not be the same if it wasn't for Zoolander and Anchorman.
Of course.
Like, I routinely practice Blue Steel. It is like every morning when I'm getting ready, I make sure I can pull off the Blue Steel still. I have to verify it.
It's a cultural revolution, Blue Steel. It really changed the lives of many people.
It did. And it really made the male model relevant, I think.
Totally. Absolutely.
They're lacking a little relevance there for a while, but I'm glad that movie actually gave them a reason to be proud in their careers. So.
Thank God for Ben Stiller, you know what I mean?
Oh my gosh, he crushed it. I'm talking, this is like, he did not win an Oscar that year for that movie, and that's a shame.
He's robbed.
Shame on the entire committee for robbing him that year.
Although I completely agree. I have to share what I think I just want to say, I'm on your same boat. My life is I don't feel like I live in a drama, but I take things pretty seriously in my life. Unfortunately, to my own detriment, but I take things a little bit seriously. So I am always looking, for my mood to be lightened, to be entertained, to be given a reason to laugh, smile, think about other things that are happening in my life in the world. So I am more naturally inclined to just be sitting down, relaxing with the comedy.
What's your go-to comedy? Like, what makes you laugh every time you see it, no matter how many times you've seen it?
Okay, so I think this has to be the one that I would say is my quote-unquote favorite. I think the reason it's my favorite is because it means just so much to me in my childhood, which is going to be a really silly thing for me to say, but I think it has to be Step Brothers.
Oh my gosh, it's so good.
That movie, to me, really represents a time in my life where I kind of feel like I crossed the threshold from being a child to being a teenager. And
and you're seeing adults acting
and
like
I
kids.
am seeing the movie Step Brothers, which is just completely, that movie is probably why I crossed the threshold from being a child to a teenager, because I saw and heard these things in this movie that I never seen or heard in my entire life.
That's amazing.
But it was really such a special movie to me and my friends when we were younger, because of course this is where we were discovering new words, lots of, fun and exciting swear words and clever jokes.
Fun swear words. I love it.
And, I feel like it really kind of just, it was almost a coming of age moment for me when I really discovered that film. And I think it's just timeless. It's a classic bromance comedy with elements of you name it is in there. And I think that one is just an absolute classic. I think I've probably watched it about 50 times. Like, that's not an exaggeration.
Do you find yourself in moments where you just quote that movie back to different situations in your life?
So essentially, when me and my friends first, discovered it in, I believe, 6th grade, we almost invented a language that was strictly based off of Step Brothers quotes.
What?
Strictly. Most of them too dirty for me to repeat here,
Okay.
or that I would
This is a family-friendly podcast. Every mom who's driving a car right now listening to this with their little kid, don't worry. Cecelia will not say curse words.
I will not repeat them.
She will not repeat them.
I can't believe that we would say these things to each other when we were in 6th grade, but we used to come up with these one-liners, these parts in the movie that you might not even know. They weren't even a joke. It was maybe one thing or a way that one character said this one thing. We just adopted it into our language, into our literal vernacular. I have some of the same best friends that I've had since 6th grade, and we can still, when we're back together, even over text, we can send these quotes. We can send these, these little like bits and pieces of the movie, and it still really means a lot to me. And I think just because of, the way that movie has played a role in my life, comedy is just where I gotta go to.
So I do gotta say that the most quotable movies in my life are comedies. Like, when I was your age, that movie for me was Monty Python and the Holy Grail.
A classic.
I've quoted that movie so much in my life, and I have to say the second most quotable one is probably Anchorman. But I have to give a quick funny story about quoting Airplane. So I'm pretty nerdy. I think you know this about me. I'm always saying about nerdy facts and stories. My wife Ashley is not. When we first met, she wasn't as nerdy, but now after being together for 13 years,
you influenced her over those 13 years.
She has gone over the edge. She is nerd to the max. But I have to say, she was in grad school at USC in a choral conducting program, and she was in it. She's probably 6 months into this program, and there's this one professor that she really wanted to impress because he was one of the big dogs, in the music school there, and he actually set Ashley up accidentally for a line in that movie. So if you've never seen the movie, so I'll have to go ahead and tell you, there's a line in the movie where someone says, "Surely you can't be serious," and Leslie Nielsen replies, "I am, but don't call me Shirley." So it's just one of those funny play on words moments. It's actually in the top 50, I think, most classic film lines of all time.
That is classic.
So the professor said, "Surely this cannot be true," or something like that, and Ashley replied back without missing a beat, "It is, and don't call me Shirley." And he looked at her with this glisten in his eye.
Brilliant.
He said, "I have respect for you now."
Yes. So my goodness.
She instantly got respect from this professor by quoting back one of his favorite movies to him without knowing it. And it was almost like rote. She just did it without even thinking about it.
I have to say, if I was in that situation, if I was your wife, that would probably be one of the proudest moments of my life. That is something that means so much to me. If I were to, when I can come up with a quote, when I can say something, the other person understands you fundamentally, they set you up for it, you set yourself up for this situation, you nail it, they acknowledge it. Oh my gosh. I'm literally beaming with pride for your wife right now. Because
it was definitely a zen moment where the universe made that moment happen.
Exactly.
I have to say, my goal in life is to quote back Legally Blonde somehow to someone. That's what I want to do.
That one's awesome.
That'd be amazing.
The craziest moment of my life, I don't even remember specifically what the quote was because I was so thrown off. My father quoted Legally Blonde back to me once.
What?
Me and my sister looked at each other. We were like, "Excuse me." We are also a big movie quote kind of exchanging in conversation type of people. And my parents get so annoyed. They have no idea what we're saying. My dad, Legally Blonde is not even a movie that we quote often. And he came back with this quote and our jaws were on the floor. We're like, "Dad, when is the last time you've even seen that?"
That's amazing.
It was pretty amazing. It's pretty awesome.
So I have another topic to share.
I would love to hear it.
If you're ready. So This is an interesting one because I feel like ever since I've moved to Los Angeles six years ago, I'm always kind of experiencing new things that are just kind of give me awe. 'Cause I'm from a small town in Louisiana originally. It's just kind of neat to be in a big city.
I can imagine.
Yeah, it's almost like a shock to the system in a great way.
Totally.
I'm always kind of experiencing new things. So my question is this. I'm gonna set this up for you, Cecelia. I want you to pretend that you're walking in the woods one day on a hike, maybe like in Malibu, maybe in the hills behind Brentwood, somewhere fancy like that, right? So the fancy hiking where you can like wear fancy clothes with your hiking boots.
Of course.
So on the hike, you run into Bigfoot, right? You're the first person to ever have contact, like Bigfoot to human contact, right? You instantly hit it off with Bigfoot. Y'all become best friends with him or her,
We don't know.
Bigfoot could be a lady. It's
Totally.
It's very plausible. Y'all instantly hit it up. Y'all become best friends. He has a root canal appointment in 3 hours back at his like Bigfoot like village. So you have 3 hours to hang out with Bigfoot, and you want to show him just how cool humans are. In 3 hours, what do you show him to illustrate the pinnacle of human achievement?
Wow.
It has to be doable, so you can't bring him to like the Great Wall of China because you can't go there and back in 3 hours, right?
Los Angeles. Let's say we're in Topanga Canyon.
Great.
Where are
great
we
place.
going? Where are we going?
I could see Bigfoot hanging out and living in Topanga Canyon.
I've been there. I could totally see that.
That is a Bigfoot area if I've ever experienced one.
Totally. Okay, so first thing that came to my mind, even before technology, was food. Of course.
Of course.
Of course.
Of course.
And so I would have to show Bigfoot. I mean, obviously, I talked about on the podcast before how much I love Asian foods, Asian flavors, noodles, soups, all of those kinds of things. So I would probably take Bigfoot to a restaurant in Los Angeles, probably one of like the most well-known restaurants. I don't even know if I could come up with a specific
Benihana.
one. Benihana. Yes. Okay. That's the answer.
The reason I say Benihana is because it's not just you're not just there to eat. You're there to have a good time and see an experience.
Absolutely.
See a show.
Absolutely. And I 100% believe that Japanese hibachi is one of a pinnacle of inventions in food and in humanity that we have seen in our lifetime.
I agree.
So hibachi, you're right. Benihana, that's that. The next thing that came to my mind was...
I mean, you had 3 hours, so like hibachi would be like an hour and a half.
Okay, you're
so you
right.
still have an hour and a half.
Well, essentially, okay, so this would be on our way to hibachi and around the city.
Yeah.
I would be driving Bigfoot in a Tesla. I mean, we have to show
with the fancy touchscreen.
Yes.
Oh
I've only been in a
gosh.
few Teslas in my life, but I know enough about them to know that they are remarkable.
Or is it the Tesla that the doors open like wings?
Oh yeah.
Because he's kind of tall, or he or she is kind of tall, so I feel like he would need that type of Tesla experience.
I think so. I mean, I think you have to have that Tesla experience, even if you're not Bigfoot. If you're a human, those are those are awesome.
So you kind of stole my thunder, basically I was going to tell him bring him to a food truck because it's the it's the convergence of both like the peak human experience in food and in transportation,
Absolutely.
all rolled into one.
Absolutely.
But you covered both of them with the Tesla and the hibachi grill.
And the hibachi grill.
I gotta go with your answer, Cecelia. Like it definitely beats the food truck option, even though there's some really great food trucks in LA.
What about a hibachi food truck that is made by Tesla?
Oh, that's it. And it's all charged by electric charge, no gasoline. Done.
We don't have that much time. Just get it all done in one.
Do it all rolled into one.
Yeah.
Well, great conversations. I think this is done, right?
I think so. I think we've discussed every single random thing that we could possibly discuss on this Wednesday night.
Yes, I think the people have been informed. I think it's time to shut her down. Thank you all so much for tuning in. Don't forget to tune in next week. And as always, stay random, and we'll see y'all next time.
See ya.
Hey y'all, thanks for tuning in to Randomize. If there's a super random topic that you think should be discussed on this podcast, please email us at randomizepodcast@gmail.com. Also, I gotta throw out a quick disclaimer. As myself, Cecelia, and many of our guests are employees at Warner Brothers and Warner Media, I want to reinforce that everything said on this podcast is a reflection of our own personal views and does not reflect the views of Warner Brothers, Warner Media, or any of its other parent or sister companies or other affiliated entities. Take care, y'all, and stay random.